All right, what is up, everybody? This is Eric with Aspiring Music Writer, ASPIRING Music Writer YouTube channel. Welcome if you haven't been here. It's been a while since I've actually done a review of a band. I got sick about a month on my birthday, and ended up being 6 days in the hospital. And I wanted to go see Jason Bourne and the Stragglers. On my birthday, I had the tickets, but I had to go to the hospital. Everything's better now. They got me on more meds. It was partially my fault. Thank God he gave me a wake-up call. Because I want to do more music and listen to a lot more bands and music. But anyways, I've been to watch a lot of local shows and doing a lot of singing myself. But this time, of course, Cody Canada and The Departed, Cross-Getting Ragweed. I got my deal, and I got tattoos. Anyways, you can see the Cross-Getting Ragweed. Anyways, it'd been about a year or two since I'd seen them, and about a month, I kind of took a month, took off from live music, and I do that every once in a while just to get geared back up. But like I said, it's been a long time since I actually seen Cody Canada Departed. And there's a great band, new band, 3 years old, not very young band, Midnight South. And usually I have merch on from the show if I get any, but I got to go to work in a little bit, so I just have a Charlie Robinson hat, which has a purpose, and then I found my necklace after months of looking for it. But anyways, and then there's a newer sounding country band and 90s country band called Midnight South. They're what I call a tri-state band. Some are from Arkansas, one's from Oklahoma, and one's from Texas, so... But anyways, and I went and seen Cody Canada, it's my favorite band, and The Departed. But I got up there and ran into Peyton Glasgow. If you don't know who Peyton is, he's the fourth member of Departed right now. He was in, I think, Waves, and they changed to Waves in April, I think. But he was started at the rock band thing, or the School of Rock, I'll get it right here in a minute, in New Braunfels, Texas, which Cody and Shannon run, and he was in a band called Waves. Now it's called Waves in April, and check them out too. They are badass. I don't know if he's still a part of that band or not. I forgot to ask him, but he's also the merch guy. When I was talking to him, I always go up and talk to the merch guy or whoever, and got a picture. I didn't get a picture with Cody. I didn't think to ask them because usually they're busy and I don't want to disturb them. I'm just that way. But anyway, I did talk to him for a minute or two. But anyways, like I said, it's at the Majestic. That's where I go a lot. I've been watching a lot of local shows or artists like Ryan Harmon and who else have I been watching? I do a lot of karaoke. I want to get a band going too, but working on that. Anyways, so Midnight South is the name of the band. Check them out. If you like today's country and 90s country, you're going to love this band. It's a great band. It's a 5-piece band. Matt Sammons is on vocals and acoustic guitar. J.L. Jones is on guitar and background vocals, harmony vocals. Jeremy Castellido, I don't know if I said that right, I'm sorry if I didn't, is a bassist. Billy Lowe III is on lead guitar. I can't remember what other band he played. I've seen him before. And I've been to watch so many local bands and bands in general. But he was in another band, and then he's lead guitar. Then Darren Davis is on drums. And like I said, they did a lot of originals and a lot of 90s and even some 70s covers. They kicked off with 2 originals Good Old Days, and Girl I Was Looking For. That's a great song, by the way. Check it out. Check all of them out, actually. And then they went into Brooks and Dunn's Boot Scootin' Boogie, which of course, I'm going off on a side note here, but when B.J. Barham of American Aquarium had did their slappers, bangers, and certified twangers deal, I was like, I didn't know if I was gonna like it, because people that do like covers either do it so horrible that like it's far from what the original is, or they just copy the original, and that was not with BJ and American Aquarium. They made it their own. I mean, kudos to American Aquarium. And I've actually, if you want to see my review of those, it's on Aspire Music Writer. I think it's one video. It's Slappers, Bangers, and his Certified Twangers. Album review 1 and 2. But anyways, check American Aquarium out if you don't have that. Know who they are. They got they're great. I don't know what genre they are. They're not really country. They're not red dirt. They're not rock. They're just a mixture of a melting pot of different sounds. They're their own band. They're their own sound. Kind of like Lucero. But anyways, so after Boot Scootin' Boogie, they did 2 more originals called It's Time and Natural State. That's a great summer song about being on the river. Check it out. And then they did Better Than a Country Song. That's a really good upbeat song. Then they went into a Merle Haggard's or Merle Haggard's Mama Tried. Then they did a medley of Alabama, John Denver, and John Michael Montgomery. They did mountain music, and after that they went into Country Roads, Take Me Home, Country Roads. They went into John Michael Montgomery's Sold. Great live performers too. And I've got videos of a lot of these. Check them out on Aspire Music Writer. And then they did 3 more originals. The first one was a Girl from Mississippi. The next one was I Find Home, and I wished I would have got that on video, but I wanted to save some for the Cody. Actually, I wasn't even going to do any videos of Cody, but I have to do videos. It's just something I do when I go to a concert. But anyways, that was one. There's always 1 or 2 I wish I would have recorded a new one that's great, and that's their only slow song, I think, but it is awesome. Especially if you live in a small town or a small area, it will relate. It will hit home to you. And then they did a song called Happy. Afterwards, they did 2 more covers. They did Tim McGraw's I Like It, I Love It, and then Alan Jackson's Chattahoochee. Afterwards, they did 2 more songs. They ended with 2 originals, Kid with the Radio. That's a great song. And So Country. And they were all very nice. Great band. Like I said, look them up. Midnight South. I got a shirt. If you follow my stuff on Facebook or whatever, I always usually get merch. Of course. And then waited a few minutes for that Midnight South to get off, and then Cody Canada and The Departed came on. And I love Cody Canada, and it never gets old for me. And but if you don't know who Cody Canada and The Departed are, I'm going to tell you who they are. They were actually, his first band was Cross Canadian Ragweed, which I'm sure everybody knows who that is, especially if you follow my channel. But they were one of the biggest Oklahoma Red Dirt, Texas bands for Red Dirt, or independent music. You know, they were really big. And then Cody said if they ever broke up or lost a original member, that it would not be Cody or Cross Canadian Ragweed. They would change it to something else. So now it's Cody Cannon then departed. But Cody Cannon is on vocals, lead vocals, and lead guitar. Jeremy, the Big Will Plato, is on bass and vocals. Eric Kansas is on drums, and then Peyton Glasgow is on guitar. And he does 3 or 4 songs with him, I think, a night, or that's what he's done the last couple times I've seen him. Or the 2 times that I've seen him. I think I've only met him a couple times. But anyways, but Ragweed, they had 17, Alabama, Boys from Oklahoma, Sick and Tired, great songs. They never had a number one. They never had a number one. Then they've had a top 40, and it was Fighting For. But anyways, that night they did 15 or 16 songs, and there's 2 covers they did. They kicked off with 51 Pieces and Shut Up and Sing, and that's a newer song that features Todd Snyder and Caitlin Butts on the studio version. So if you haven't heard that, check it out. And then they do Blues For You. They did Fighting For. I love that song. Then they did, then Jeremy took over vocals on To Find My Love, which was on the last Crush and Ragweed album. Then they did Lighthouse Keeper. And I think after that they did not Lonely Girl, sorry. He told about how they've been doing Hangover Ball for 20-something years or whatever it was they've been doing. And that you're gonna have a special guest. And it's gonna be Robert Earl Keen. And I've lucky enough to see Robert Earl Keen once before he retired. But he's coming out of retirement for Hangover Ball. So hopefully I can make it, because I've always wanted to go to Kane's Ballroom, and I've always wanted to go to Hangover Ball. They did Lonely Girl, which is one of my favorite songs, and then the Hammer Down. Then afterwards, they did 17. Everybody sang along to 17. And one thing is, you can tell that he still is humble. And Cody has not really let it go to his head. Because of course, everybody sang along with 17. My favorite song. And he goes, "It never gets old." And I'm like, that's what I love about a lot of artists that I like is, the songs that make them, the bigger songs that, more popular songs. I wouldn't say number one songs, because I don't think it ever was a hit. But, they still feel appreciated about their fans coming out. And then they did, now I might have got some of these songs mixed up because I didn't have the right set list, but that's okay. I don't care. Then afterwards, Jeremy, the Big Will Plato, the bassist, took over vocals again on Soul Agent, and I wanted to get that one on video too, but I just didn't have my camera in time. I never had that on a video. And then they did a new song. I don't know if it was a cover. I don't think it was. I think it's a new song. And because I got a new song, Ellie, but I don't think that's it. And check that out too on wherever you stream your music or wherever. But it was like, because it's like the 419th song I've written about fighting with my wife. Then Peyton came up, Glasgow, and did he did join him on that song. And they did Anywhere But Here, and I love that song too. They did Pearl Jam's Not For You. I love that song too. And then they did Boys from Oklahoma. And of course, everybody sang along to that. And then I'm pretty sure they ended with this song. And it was a tribute to Charlie Robinson. We sadly lost Charlie Robinson a few months ago. Maybe not even that long. I mean, it's not been very long at all. He had went into retirement like 2015. And God bless Charlie Robinson. We lost him, 59 years old. And I was lucky enough to meet Charlie a couple times. And I'll tell you a funny story about old Charlie too. But anyways, and I love when they dedicate songs to their friends and compadres. It was funny too, because Cody was hungover. He was telling us that. He said, the night, I think it was the night before that he was in Hays, Kansas, with the lead singer from Bones of Soup from Soup. And apparently they did a lot of partying that night, and he was pretty hungover. But I mean, he still put on a hell of a show. They all did. And what? And I like a little bit of Bowling for Soup. I like a little bit of everything. But I don't know a lot about Bowling for Soup. I know a couple of their songs, and I'm starting to get to where I'm watching the lead singer. I can't think of what his name is right off the bat. But he's a great singer, and he's got one song out with Cody Canada. You'd have to find it. I think it's Jamie Reddick. I can't. Don't quote me on that though. But anyways, first time I ever seen Charlie Robinson. Not to be, dogging him after he's dead, but Charlie loved to drink. But Charlie also gave no fucks given. He did not give a fuck what you thought. If you didn't like him, he didn't care, And I was talking to a couple people before the show about Charlie, and he gave zero fucks. He did not care. If he was on that night, he was on. If he wasn't, it was still a great show. But anyways, and he did things his way. He always did it. And the more, that's where I kind of got into the songwriting and not just the songs. And the other part of where I love music is Charlie stood up. If he loved another artist, he stood up for him no matter whether you believed in it or not or whatever it was. And a few years ago, they had Bobby Bones, which I do not like, and I don't try to be negative, but I never have liked Bobby Bones, had Aaron Watson on his show, and Aaron had, I can't remember what album it was at the time, but it had topped. It was the number one album or the song or whatever it was at that time. And let's just say Bobby Bones is really rude to Aaron Watson. And apparently it pissed Charlie the fuck off. And he pretty much told what he thought about it on social media. That's not the story I was getting to. But that's what I like about Charlie is he stood up for people he loved and the kind of music that he was doing, country music. But years ago, there was a band. When I first started getting into Red Dirt, of course you had Cross, Jason Boland and the Stragglers, Wade Bowen, Randy Rogers, Mickey and the Motor Cars, Reckless Kelly. Those were the main ones that I list really, where I started writing songs and stuff is what really got me into that. But the local ones, there's a local band called Willie Stradlin, and they're from Arkansas. And 3 or 4 years, they'd put on where my nose is just, little festival down in Paris, Arkansas by the airport. Very small town. But one year they had like Eli Young Band, great band too. They're a little bit more on the pop side of country, but one year they had Charlie Robinson. Well, apparently Charlie likes to drink, if you hadn't noticed, if you know his music. And apparently Charlie was feeling no pain. And he was supposed to go on first, but they had to switch around because he was so feeling really good that he was actually the last one. And he sobered up enough to do the show. And it was a great show. And I wish I would have gotten recordings. Not that it was a bad show, but that was before I did recordings and doing YouTube and stuff. But what was the funny thing, it was like when I first started meeting these artists, and I was still really shy. And I was like, man, it'd be cool to meet Charlie Robinson. And my aunt was with her because she knew the guitarist that played Emily's on the lead guitar. And well, he's right up there, just go talk to him. I was like, well, I don't know, because, like I said, I was shy. I went up there and talked to him. But one thing, I don't know if he was still feeling pretty good or he noticed that I was left-handed or whatever, but he shook my right hand and it just, I don't know what it was, but it made me feel good, And he talked to me like I was a normal person, and I was like, man, I love your music, but rest in peace, Shirley Robinson. But like, go support live music, local music, Red Dirt, Oklahoma, independent. It don't even have to be Red Dirt or Texas or Oklahoma, independent music. Go support independent music. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, Aspiring Music Writer. Please suggest, like, comment, dislike, I don't care. And there'll be more videos of this like this. So see y'all next time.